earned his Doctor of Education from Texas A&M University Commerce, and he received his Superintendent Certification in 2003. His numerous honors include Regional 8 Superintendent of the Year, Outstanding Alumnus from the University of Texas at Tyler, recipient of the Community Builder Award for Distinguished Services, and Teacher of the Year Award at Winona ISD. He and his wife Stacy are quickly settling into our community, and their two sons, Jackson and Duke, will be attending middle school here in the Lake Worth ISD. During the planning of the recent Teacher Appreciation Luncheon, Dr. Fitz was personally and physically involved in the aspect of that event. He even joined the assembly line to stuff over 450 goodie bags, which were passed out to the entire staff of the school district. I personally have had the privilege of spending some time with Dr. David Fitz, and I'm very humbled. First of all, he's got a sense of humor, so I already automatically love him. And he has a genuine desire to bring joy to each child's learning experience. And I also noticed that we shared the goal of taking the Lake Worth School District to a new level for the students and to bring the school district and the community together as one team. The Lake Worth School Board President Armando Velasquez said, "I don't think we could have found a better fit for our school district," and I couldn't agree more. It is my pleasure and excitement to bring up to you our new superintendent of the Lake Worth School District and my new friend, Dr. David Fitz.
Thank you so much, Janet, and good afternoon. Lake Worth truly is a special place. I'm honored and humbled to be standing here before you today as the new superintendent of Lake Worth Schools. My family and I cannot wait to get entrenched inside the community and to get active and to give back. Great things are happening at your local school district. First of all, we have 487 employees, so it's got to be at least one of the biggest employers in Lake Worth proper. I'm not sure about that, Brett. You might can add some more of that, but it's probably one of the biggest employers in Lake Worth proper.
You're in the top 5.
Top 5, okay, good. But great things are happening at Lake Worth. Our enrollment is strong. We're looking at adding an additional about 150 students this year, which will push us to add around 3,250. We'll get to that here in just a moment in the slideshow. Our finances are strong. We have solid money in the bank. We're paying our bills. We're able to pay teachers. We're able to add around a $30 million budget, and our finances are very strong. Our extracurricular numbers, the projections that we're receiving from kids participating for the Lake Worth Bullfrogs and Lady Frogs in our grades 7 through 12, that's something that's been a big push for our district. Our extracurricular numbers are very high. We have a lot of kids participating in things such as band athletics, UIL academics, FFA program, our choir program, things of that nature. We have great students. We have great people that work in our schools. Truly, our blessings are many. What I wanted to start off today with is a PowerPoint to kind of go over some of the history of Lake Worth and to tell you a little bit more about each campus and about some of the initiatives that we have going. Of course, our district was established in May 6, 1916, almost 100 years. Our Board of Trustees. Our Board of Trustees is relatively a young board when you look at it from a total aggregate of years served, but they are very knowledgeable, they're passionate, and they love their district. And they're great ambassadors for this community. Mr. Armando Velasquez serves as Board President, Ms. Sonia Norman, Vice President, Ms. Leanne Price, the Secretary, Coach Steve Atchison, some of you might know, is a member, Mr. Jerry Welch is a member, and Wilson Daggs is a member. Joe McGurra, seated bottom row to the left. Right, there, right there. He moved out of the district and had to resign. So currently, we have 6 board members here at Lake Worth ISD. We will fill the 7th in the November board elections here are held in November. We will fill that in November at the board election in November. Our district vision: to create an educational experience that inspires and empowers educators and students to be extraordinary. Our district mission: to enthusiastically provide for all students a high-quality instructional program. To lead each student to excel academically, physically, emotionally, and socially. And the Board of Trustees, district staff, families, community members, and students will create an interactive, responsible learning community focused on student success. Our main priorities: student learning, staff quality, the conscientious use of resources, and creating a community of learners is a priority. For you people that are in the business world that are here, I would dare say that most of the people seated in this room today went to a public school. You know how important our public schools are here, particularly in Tarrant County, in the state of Texas. Our job is to produce a community of learners. Our job is to produce young people that are able to come out of Lake Worth High School and either attend college or go into the job market, attend trade school, or go into the military, whatever their drive may be, that they can be productive at the age of 19. That's what we want. Many of you have had children that have gone from that age of 18 to that age of 21 or 22. I try to tell people that first year out of high school might be the most critical year in a young person's life. They do not realize it at that time, but it is very, very critical. I always tell young people, when you're 19 years old, that year you want to do something positive for 1 year. Because you could look back and regret not doing something positive that first year right out of high school. I've had a lot of people tell me, well, if I hadn't done this, if I hadn't done that. Our job is to produce a community of learners that are able, willing, knowledgeable to take on that task of being productive adults. A little data for you in regards to Lake Worth ISD. We have 3,250 enrolled, which means we're a 3A district because of our high school numbers. We'll get to them in a little bit. We have 55% of our student body is Hispanic, 12% African American, 28% Anglo, 2% American Indian, Alaskan, Asian, Hawaiian, Pacific Islander. This is a big number. 78% economically disadvantaged. That number right there means that we don't necessarily have to, we have to work maybe differently, we have to work smarter, we have to work effectively, we have to work efficiently, because we have a lot of our students that are coming to our school that are coming from homes that could be at or below the poverty line. We have 19% of our student body that is limited English proficient. That means 19% of our student body is coming to us that English is at least a second language. They are limited in their English abilities. We do not look upon these as hardships. We look upon these as challenges. Challenges, and where our job as administrators, teachers' assistants, our job is to find answers to these challenges. We have 6 campuses here at Lake Worth ISD. We have 3 elementary campuses. We have F.E. Morris Elementary. We recently received our first state rating on the STAR. All of our campuses but one was in the Met Standard category, which we're very excited and very happy about. But F.E. Morris, located right there by the central office underground. I would say building, but it's underground. We have 416 enrolled there at F.E. Morris Elementary, K through 4. Marine Creek Elementary, Met Standard, we have 554 enrolled, Marine Creek. Now, F.E. Morris is in Lake Worth proper. Marine Creek, and I'm going to Cassandra and Chris. It's technically in Fort Worth, Texas, but it's Lake Worth ISD. Marilyn J. Miller Elementary, the state rating came back, and it was not met standard. However, it was improvement required. Let me tell you a little bit about Marilyn J. Miller. We have a good principal over there. We've got a great staff. We've got good people there. We have 576 enrolled there. And I apologize about my phone going off. I should have put it on. But we have 576 enrolled there. One of the things this year, in part of the accountability, is what they call a growth index. And in that growth index, here for the District of Lake Worth, we have our bilingual program at Marilyn J. Miller Elementary for elementary kids. Okay? This is kind of difficult to explain, but in order to have growth, they have to analyze you taking a test, the same test, 2 years in a row. What that means is if we have a third grader that the first year they're in third grade takes a Spanish STAR test, then they go to fourth grade, they progress on their LEP, their Limited English Proficient. The people meet, it's decided they're going to take an English fourth grade test. Well, the state looks at that as two different tests. Even though they're testing the same content, it's different languages. So to make it, we did well in a lot of areas at Miller that the state did not recognize for the growth part because they looked at it as two different tests instead of the same test for 2 years in a row. We could spend about 3 days here trying our best to describe the new state accountability system to you. But I want to stand here before you and say we have full confidence in Marilyn J. Miller. We've got a great staff. We've got a great principal. We're going to work hard to get that back up to Met Standard. Howry Intermediate, right over here by the underground. We have at Met Standard, it is our 5th and 6th grade campus. We have 500 students enrolled there. Lucille Collins Middle School, our 7th and 8th grade campus. Met Standard, we have 450 students enrolled there. Lake Worth High School, Met Standard, we have 754 students enrolled there projected. So we're very happy with the latest STAR results that came in. 4-year graduation rate for the class of 2012 was 88%. 5-year graduation rate for the class of 2011, that's those that instead of took 4 years, they had to go in a little bit of additional time, was nearly 90%. Our annual, this is an impressive number. Our annual recommended high school plan or distinguished high school plan graduates was nearly 90%. That means nearly 90% of the graduates were taking the recommended plan, which is a higher plan to graduate for, which means a more rigorous high school curriculum. We're blessed to have a lot of community support. One of them we wanted to give an applause to is Arizona's Restaurant. Each year it hosts our scholarship banquet and also donates for scholarships. Northwest Tarrant County Chamber of Commerce, which is you guys. We cannot tell you, and I'm going to applaud you here just a little bit myself when I close. Y'all do know I'm kind of like a Baptist minister. I prepared about a 30-minute sermon today, so I'm here for the long haul. Supports our teachers each August, and boy, did y'all do it this year. And we'll get to that in just a little bit. Numerous private citizens and business support scholarships. Lake Worth ISD is very fortunate. We have a lot of people that give scholarship money and things of that nature, and a lot of businesses that support those scholarships. And the latest bond election, our big bond election that we had. Wow, what a tremendous support by the community to say, hey, we care about our school, we care about our kids, we care about our teachers. In 2004, the voters approved nearly a $90 million bond proposal. With those, we built Miller, Collins Middle School, a warehouse. We doubled the size of the high school, and we improved and renovated the following facilities. Athletic facilities, Hodgkins Administration Building, Howry, F.E. Morris, Marine Creek, the agriculture facility, Since that time, we have sold approximately $62 million for projects and have $26.9 million left to sell. Ms. Stinson can do a better job than I can in explaining that last part, but basically, we need, are looking forward to the future to have more property. Our property values go up from a school district perspective, and I know some people might not want to see that. But we in the school district love to see property values increase because it helps us. But we love to see that increase, and the more that we can get there, the better chances we have of being able to issue bonds for sale later on and get some money in and things of that nature. Because there are a couple of projects that we would like to finish that right now we're unable to attain the monies to get because we're at the maximum 50 cents interest and sinking tax on that bond. Some of our 13-14 initiatives. One of the things we're doing is we're implementing Keeping Learning on Track, or KLT, throughout our district this year. Basically, this is a form of an educational process that keeps teachers, it helps them with their pedagogy, it helps them with how they teach and how their instruction. It gives them different avenues and ways to reach kids. And it also keeps everybody what we call an education in their lane. That they're teaching, if you're teaching 5th grade, you're teaching what you're supposed to teach in 5th grade. Teaching 6th grade, you're teaching what you're supposed to teach in 6th grade. It's a program that we've implemented and we feel like it's going to be a success. Another thing that we've got to do as a district, we've got to improve in mathematics. I would dare say 95% of the superintendents in the state of Texas would stand before you and say, we've got to improve in mathematics. So everybody's got to improve in mathematics. We want to make sure that what we're teaching in 3rd grade math is what we're supposed to teach in 3rd grade math. We have it at a high rigor. We have high expectations. And it's what we call our Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. It is aligned. We're proud of our partnership with Tarrant County with the Marine Creek Early College High School. We have some kids involved in that where they can start their education in college early. We're going to be talking to Tarrant County. I got to meet Dr. Goodwin. We're going to be talking to them about some ideas that we might have for the future of this program. And also, we want to look at adding a dual credit program that's second to none. That is a big goal of mine here as superintendent. We have Tarrant County right here with us, and I think that should be that should be a very realistic goal, because what we have now also is in the state of Texas in a high school, kids have to basically pass 5 tests to graduate. 4 of those tests are going to be when they're a freshman and a sophomore. The third one the 5th one is most likely going to be taking their junior year when they take United States history. With that, we're going to have juniors and seniors that we need to make sure we're challenging, to make sure that we're giving great alternatives to keep them interested in the educational process, to keep them in school, to keep them from not being a dropout. We have 1-for-1, an iPad for each student in grades 9 through 12. You say, wow, that's a lot of money. Yes, sir, but you got to understand, I can go back to the slide. Remember, we have 78% of our student body that is economically disadvantaged. This is the only means that a lot of our students have to do research, for technology in the home, to do things of that nature. These iPads are very crucial in today's world, today's marketplace, for our kids to be as successful as they can.
Good answer. That's a good answer.
Increased number of iPads available at all campuses. We have that as well. We also have the Tadpole Learning Center. This center here does a great service. If we do have a student who is in high school that, if it is a young lady and she becomes pregnant, the last thing we need is for her to drop out of high school, because that is only going to be possibly hard on society later on down the road. The main thing we want to do is to keep her in high school so that she can graduate and have a better chance of having a better career. This center here, the Tadpole Learning Center, it is a home to the student or the children of some of our students. It is the home also of our PPCD program, which is a program for 3-year-olds that might have some learning disabilities. And it is the home also we offer for our faculty and staff, which we have 487 employees. They have to pay tuition. They can have their children go here for a learning center for ages basically 1 through 4. So that's Tadpole Learning Center, and it's had great results and made a great impact. And it really helps us also in the recruiting of teachers, to have something like that. Issues and concerns. Where we're located, we're always in competition for great teachers and staff. I'll just be honest with you, a teacher, a 10-year veteran teacher, a 15-year veteran teacher, right now we're a 3A district. They can go to Northwest and make roughly out around $10,000 a year more. That's a lot of money to a lot of people. They can go to some of the bigger districts here and really get a bigger chunk of the pie. So we're right here in the Metroplex, and there is stout competition for great teachers and staff. And the monetary compensation that some districts are able to provide is just hard for us at times to compete with. We have a growing limited English proficient demographic. We've got to do everything in our power to make sure that our kids that come to us that are not fluent in English, that we can get them fluent as soon as possible. And, like I spoke about earlier, we have, because we're at the 50 cents INS, because our community voted that we could do that, because our community supported us, we're very appreciative of that. But we're at the max of what we can tax in order to generate money to sell bonds. So that's basically where we are in that. Wanted to point out and thank Ms. Darst and Ms. Stinson are here. There are 2 executive directors for the district. They've been outstanding and very, very great to me, and we're fortunate to have them as a district, and you're fortunate to have them as a community. As I said earlier, we have an incredible faculty and staff. Our goal is going to be one main objective. And some of you might have heard me say this the other day or heard me say it in the past, but it's the first-rate education of every one of our students. I stand before you here, I'm going to have a vested interest in Lakeward Schools. I'm going to have 2 of my own children at Lakeward Schools. Jackson will be in the 8th grade and Duke will be in the 6th grade. My wife, Stacy, is a speech pathologist. She graduated from North Texas with her bachelor's and master's. She has a lot of family here in the Lake Worth area. And she works for a company called Therapy 2000 that does home health care, speech pathology, and things of that nature. And the Lord's work, she's going to be able to transfer over to the West Division of their company, which is basically Fort Worth. So she's going to have to learn some new people, but the vernacular and all the things that go with being inside a company, that will be a smooth transition, we hope, for her. We want to place our students first at Lake Worth. I truly believe that when you place your students first from that aspect, success is much easier to attain. 4 goals that I have, and I've told the faculty and staff this in June when I got to speak to them, and I told the faculty and staff this on Monday. We're going to treat every child as if that child is our own. We want an all-around outstanding district. We want to be good in multiple facets of our school district. We want to prepare and provide opportunities for our children to be successful. A couple people before, I heard this analogy, and I think it's an incredible one. We do not have to always win competitions, but when we enter competitions and the other competition pulls up and sees the Lake Worth bus, we want them to know that they have to go through us in order to be successful. They have to know that when they pull up and see the Lake Worth bus, they think, well, wow, we're going to have to go through Lake Worth if we're going to win this thing. That's what we want. And something that I got many years ago, the sanctity of the school day is paramount. We're a fundamental belief, it is a fundamental belief that everything that we do inside the school district is important. Every job inside the school district is important. I truly believe that. I told the school board when I was hired that we would be a tradition-rich school district. We would honor our tradition, and honor our community. We will instill these values in our students. We will encourage hard work and perseverance, because I truly believe that through hard work and perseverance, success can be achieved. We want to enhance our community support. We have terrific resources around us. One of the biggest resources that we have around us is you guys that are right here in this room. I was totally blown away by your actions last week in getting ready for the teacher convocation and things of that nature on Monday. So many of you were up there working diligently and doing things for the betterment of our faculty and staff. So many of you on Mondays, vendors, the lunch that you guys provided. We here at Lake Worth ISD, we are so thankful to you for what you've done for us already this school year. I've told Cassandra and I've told Christy and several other people, Lake Worth ISD is blessed that we have a lot of resources in this town and in this community. And we've got to build upon those resources, because I truly believe that our school district is a sleeping giant. And what I mean by that